Ducati have brought back the iconic V-twin Streetfighter. I really liked the old one, the 848 and the 1098 alike, and don't get me wrong, the V4 is a level above in performance, but there is something about a V-twin Ducati. Now the Panigale V2 gets the Streetfighter treatment and the Streetfighter V2 is here. But Ducati haven't just taken the fairings off and bolted on some higher bars. In this video we will take a look at the new Streetfighter V2 in detail and have a look at the obvious and not so obvious differences between it and the Panigale V2 it is based on. Hello and welcome to Moto Chatter, let's dive into the details. Starting with the design of the Streetfighter V2, it clearly takes its inspiration from the Streetfighter V4 with its V-shaped daytime running light and general appearance. You will notice though that there are no wings on the V2. They are available as an option, but we'll get back to those later. Ducati say they designed the Streetfighter V2 to be muscular and precise, but also stripped it down to the essentials and made it sleeker than the Panigale V2. It does have the tank from the Panigale V2, but it has been smoothed out on the Streetfighter, and Ducati conducted wind tunnel testing to ensure the Streetfighter would work without the wings. And the aesthetics were all designed to be functional. For example, the radiator covers also work to manage heat flow and reduce wind noise. Onto the engine, and we find the 955cc Super Quadro V-twin Desmo engine with its short stroke aimed at balancing low and medium torque with high-end power. It has twin injectors and 4 valves per cylinder. Bore and stroke are 100mm by 60.8mm with a compression ratio of 12.5:1. It also has diamond cut 62mm throttle bodies. In the Streetfighter V2 it will reach 153 horsepower at 10,750 rpm and peak torque of 74.87 pound-foot at 9,000 rpm. There is a way to increase these figures further, which we'll come back to later in the video. The engine is mated to a 6-speed gearbox via the hydraulic slipper clutch, and the Streetfighter V2 has a shorter top gear than the Panigale V2 to improve response and acceleration in on-road riding situations. Obviously this sacrifices top speed, but with the more exposed sit-up and naked riding position, extra acceleration is far more useful than top speed. Ducati described the Streetfighter V2 as a bike for daily use with the DNA of the Panigale V2. Like the Panigale V2, the Streetfighter V2 uses the engine as a stress member of the chassis. The aluminium monocoque bolts directly to the engine and also acts as the airbox. The single-sided swing arm bolts onto the back of the engine. The swing arm on the Streetfighter though is 16mm longer than on the Panigale, which improves stability. The main obvious difference between the Panigale V2 and the Streetfighter V2 is the handlebars and riding position. The riding position on the Streetfighter V2 is said to be comparable to the Streetfighter V4, and while it clearly is more upright, Ducati say it still allows for sporty riding and they fully expect owners to do track days on the Streetfighter V2. For on-road and everyday riding comfort though, the seat is longer and wider and has thicker padding than on the Panigale. Seat height on the Streetfighter V2 is 845mm or 33¼ inches. The suspension and brakes are shared with the Panigale V2, twin 320mm discs and Brembo M4.32 monoblock calipers up front and a 245mm disc and 2-piston caliper at the rear. The Streetfighter is supplied with less aggressive pads than the Panigale though. The fully adjustable 43mm big piston forks and fully adjustable Sachs side-mounted monoshock also have a more road-friendly setup than on the Panigale. You also get the Sachs steering damper to keep things in order as well. The wheels are 5-spoke made of light alloy and dressed in Pirelli Diablo Rosso 4 tyres, a 120/70/17 at the front and a 180/60/17 at the rear. On the scales, the Streetfighter V2 weighs in at 178 kg dry. Ready to roll, it will be 200 kg or 441 pounds. The Streetfighter V2 shares its electronics package with the Panigale V2 as well, although there are some differences in the riding modes. With the Streetfighter you get a wet mode as well as road and sports modes, along with the low, medium and high power modes. Cornering ABS, traction control, engine braking control and LED lights with self-cancelling indicators all come as standard, as does the 4.3-inch TFT display. The Streetfighter V2 also comes standard with Ducati's up and down quickshifter. There are a host of accessories for the Streetfighter V2, including a wealth of carbon bits and pieces. The most notable performance options though are the aforementioned wings, which are available in plastic or carbon fibre and are guaranteed to provide 27 kilograms or 59.5 pounds of downforce at 265 kilometers an hour, which is around 165 miles per hour. There is also a full titanium Agropovich exhaust system which boosts power by 4 horsepower to 157 horsepower and gives a torque increase of just over 2 pound-foot to 77 pound-foot, and at the same time shaves a full 7 kilograms or 15.5 pounds off the weight of the bike. With those figures, it could be argued that the exhaust is essential for serious on-track riding, and that is where it would have to be, as the exhaust is track only and not road legal. If you can't decide which of the many accessories to choose, Ducati have at least made the colour choice easy for you, as the Streetfighter V2 is available in red only. But that is the best colour for it after all. Service intervals on the Streetfighter V2 are 7,500 miles, 12,000 kilometers or 1 year for the minor service. The major Desmo valve service is double that at 15,000 miles or 24,000 kilometers. It comes with a 24-month unlimited mileage warranty, and prices start in the UK at £14,995. That's just £100 shy of a £4,000 saving over the V4 Streetfighter, with the V2 having an arguably much more usable and rewarding on-road package, so something to think about. I'm really glad Ducati have finally brought back the V-twin Streetfighter. As an on-road package, it has all the boxes ticked and allows you to use much more of what is on offer than the V4 does, and for me it is more about the ride than the headline figures. I also prefer the standard exhaust of the V2 over the Streetfighter V4s. With the combination of black and silver, the designers have managed to make it almost disappear. It certainly doesn't impact on the aesthetics, and it fits in with the essentials design approach they took with the Streetfighter V2. But those are my thoughts. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe for plenty more motorcycle videos to come. You can click the links on screen for more now, but whatever you do, have a great day and thanks for watching.